My stint at the 24-hour gas station started off as nothing more than a way to pay the bills. The place, perched on the edge of town, was a beacon for the occasional lost traveler or local insomniacs needing a midnight snack. The job seemed simple enough: man the register, stock some shelves, and keep the coffee fresh. But as I would soon find out, this wasn't just any gas station, and this wasn't going to be just any shift. The first few hours passed uneventfully. The usual crowd shuffled in and out, truckers fueling up for long hauls, partygoers scavenging for the late night booze, and weary travelers seeking a caffeine fix. The hum of the fluorescent lights and the occasional ding of the entrance bell were the only sounds accompanying my playlist of classic rock. As midnight approached, the flow of customers slowed to a trickle, then stopped altogether. The silence of the station settled like a thick blanket, broken only by the occasional distant howl of a coyote. That's when the weirdness began. It started with the phone calls, nondescript, untraceable numbers flashing on the caller ID. The first few were dead air, save for the faint sound of breathing. Then came the whispered threats, each more unsettling than the last. "We're watching you," one voice hissed, sending shivers down my spine. Around 2 a.m., a car rolled into the station, an old beat-up sedan that looked like it had seen better days. The driver, a gaunt figure with hollow eyes, entered the store. His movements were erratic, twitchy. He wandered the aisles, picking up items and examining them with an unsettling intensity before putting them back. He eventually made his way to the counter, his gaze never meeting mine, and bought a single bottle of water with a crumpled dollar bill. As he left, he mumbled something under his breath, something that sounded suspiciously like a warning. No sooner had the sedan disappeared into the night than I heard it. A soft, scraping sound coming from the back of the store. I tensed, every horror movie cliche running through my mind. Grabbing the heaviest object I could find, a metal flashlight, I edged towards the source of the noise. As I approached the storage room, the scraping grew louder, more frantic. I flung the door open, heart racing, only to find nothing. Just rows of shelves and the faint smell of motor oil. I was about to chalk it up to my overactive imagination when I heard a thump from above. It sounded like someone, or something, was on the roof. I bolted outside, scanning the flat expanse of the gas station roof. In the dim glow of the streetlights, I caught sight of a figure darting across the roof. Too quick to be human. My heart raced with panic. The rest of the night was a series of nerve-wracking incidents. Shadows seemed to move just at the edge of my vision. The lights flickered erratically, casting bizarre patterns on the walls. Once again, the phone rang incessantly, each call more disturbing than the last. One caller simply laughed, a deep guttural sound that echoed in my ears long after I hung up. By 4 a.m., I was a bundle of nerves. Every creak of the building, every rustle of the wind set me on edge. I started seeing things, or at least I thought I did. Faces peering in through the windows, figures lurking in the aisles, only to vanish when I looked directly at them. I couldn't tell if I was losing my mind, or if the station was playing host to something unexplainable. As dawn broke, casting a pale light over the deserted gas station, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. The night's horrors seemed to retreat with the shadows, leaving me exhausted and on edge, but unharmed. I was ready to dismiss the entire night as the product of fatigue and overactive imagination, but as I was leaving, I noticed something that chilled me to the bone. On the side of the building, just under the roof, were scratches. Deep, deliberate marks that looked like they were made by something trying to claw its way in. I never went back to that gas station, quitting the job the very next day. The memories of that night haunted me for weeks after. I couldn't shake the feeling that what I experienced was more than just the jitters of a lonely night shift. There was something off about that place. Something dark and unexplainable. To this day, I still wonder what was really going on at the gas station on the edge of town. Whether it was haunted, cursed, or just the focal point of some local pranksters with a twisted sense of humor, I'll never know. But one thing's for certain, I'll never work a night shift alone again.